You've heard the phrase dying from a broken heart before, but what if it's not just a figure of speech? Can you literally die from the emotional pain of losing someone you love? It sounds like a romantic myth, but for some people, it's a harsh reality. Imagine your heart, once full of life and love, suddenly shutting down like a car running out of gas. Thousands of people every year are diagnosed with a condition that makes this exact scenario possible. It's called Takotsubo cardiomyopathy, or broken heart syndrome, and it's as real as a heart attack. But how can emotional pain cause physical damage? You're probably thinking it's just a rare anomaly, but the truth is, it's more common than you think. And for those who experience it, the consequences can be deadly. You might be thinking it's just a handful of cases, but thousands of people every year are diagnosed with Takotsubo cardiomyopathy. That's right, thousands. It's not just a rare freak occurrence, it's a real condition that affects a significant number of people. And the numbers are striking. Between 70 to 80% of patients with this condition have recently experienced a major stressor, something that sets off a chain reaction in the body. That's a huge proportion, and it suggests that this condition is more than just a metaphor. It's a tangible, physical response to emotional pain. But what exactly happens when someone's heart breaks, and how can it be so deadly? Imagine a woman, alone in her bedroom, clutching a photo of her late husband. She's been crying for hours and her body is flooded with stress hormones. This is what happens when someone's heart breaks. A surge of adrenaline and noradrenaline courses through their veins like a toxic wave. For her, it started with a phone call, the kind that changes everything. Her husband gone. The pain is overwhelming and her body reacts as if it's under attack. Her heart rate spikes, her blood vessels constrict, and her cardiac muscles start to fail. It's a catastrophic chain reaction, and it's happening right now in this moment as she holds that photo, frozen in grief. And then suddenly she feels it, a crushing pain in her chest, like an elephant sitting on her heart. You've felt that kind of pain before, but this is different. It's like her heart is being squeezed from the inside out. Jane clutches her chest, gasping for air as the pain radiates down her arm. Her vision blurs and she stumbles, barely making it to the phone to call for help. The ambulance rushes her to the hospital, where doctors swarm around her, hooking her up to machines that beep and whir. They think it's a heart attack, but the tests aren't adding up. Her arteries are clear, no blockages, no clots. So what's causing her heart to fail? The answer lies in the flood of adrenaline and noradrenaline coursing through her veins, triggered by the overwhelming grief that's gripping her. And as the doctors scramble to understand, Jane's condition is getting worse, her heart rate spiking, her blood pressure plummeting. You've seen it in movies, a character's heart breaks and they just stop. But for Jane, it's not just a dramatic plot point. Her doctors are finding out that physical stressors like sepsis, shock, and subarachnoid hemorrhage can trigger this same response. And it's not just physical, emotional stressors like bereavement, divorce, or even losing a job can have the same deadly effect. They're talking about 70 to 80% of patients with this condition having experienced something major right before it happens. As they dig deeper, they're realizing that adrenaline and noradrenaline are playing a central role, flooding the body and causing the heart to fail. But what's the exact mechanism? That's the million-dollar question, and Jane's doctors are racing against time to figure it out. You see a team of doctors huddled around Jane's hospital bed, their faces etched with concern, as they pore over her charts and test results. They're trying to crack the code, to understand how a surge of catecholamines like adrenaline can trigger Takotsubo cardiomyopathy. It's not just a matter of excess adrenaline, but how it interacts with the heart. They're talking about receptors and neural pathways and the delicate balance of the body's stress response. The stakes are high and every minute counts. Jane's condition is deteriorating, and her doctors are running out of time to find the answer. They're getting close, but the mystery still lingers and the question remains. Can they unravel it before it's too late? You've seen it in movies, but can a broken heart really kill you? For Jane, the answer is still uncertain, but her doctors are racing against time to find out. Her heart is weakening, and the flood of adrenaline and noradrenaline coursing through her veins is taking a devastating toll. Every passing minute puts her closer to the edge, and her medical team is getting desperate. They're trying everything to stabilize her condition, but it's like trying to hold back a tide. The machines beeping around her are a constant reminder that time is running out, and the question echoing in every doctor's mind is, will they crack the code of Takotsubo cardiomyopathy before Jane's heart stops beating for good? You're probably wondering what happens next to someone like Jane, who's just had her heart literally broken. Well, here's the thing. Even if she survives, the aftermath can be just as brutal. Imagine your heart muscle is like a squeezed balloon. It can take months to recover, and sometimes it never fully does. And get this, the same surge of adrenaline and noradrenaline that caused the damage in the first place can also leave her with long-term anxiety and depression. It's like her body is still racing from the shock, even after the initial crisis has passed. So, as Jane navigates the dark days ahead, she'll have to confront the very real possibility that her broken heart may never be the same again, a haunting reminder that some wounds cut deeper than others. You're probably wondering what happens next to someone like Jane, who's just experienced this intense physical reaction to a broken heart. Well, here's the thing. Once the initial shock has passed, patients with Takotsubo cardiomyopathy usually recover, but it's not always a straightforward process. Imagine your heart is like a balloon that's been squeezed too hard. It can take a while to inflate back to its normal shape. And sometimes, the damage can be lasting, leaving scars that can increase the risk of heart problems down the line. It's a sobering thought, and one that doctors are still trying to understand, as they delve into the complex role of catecholamines like adrenaline and noradrenaline in all this. As you sit there, considering the fragile connection between heart and mind, you might ask, how many people are living with the quiet aftermath of a broken heart? The beeping machines fall silent and Jane's heart stops, a devastating testament to the power of a broken heart. You've seen it happen to people around you, maybe even to someone you love, a heart that's been shattered into a million pieces and can't be put back together. 70 to 80% of people who suffer from Takotsubo cardiomyopathy have experienced a major stressor, just like Jane. It's not just a metaphor, it's a harsh reality. And as the doctors stand around her, helpless and heartbroken, they're left with only one